Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself. It will purify the system from the past, from the present throughout the past. This essence is to be used to make a conclusion to help unwind and liberation for samsara. This is not just for oneself. This is the essence of the great compassion. Therefore, it's not only affecting oneself or samsara at the present, but throughout the past of oneself, including the whole samsara, not just the present delusion. It will not purifying only just the karmic difficulties from the present, but it will retrieve back to purify for all the past karmic difficulties as well. Therefore, use the reminders. There is no need to give meanings and opinions any longer. Everything is from not grasping for the non-grasping itself right away. These reminders are within themselves the perseverance, the efforts, which is called Maha Karuna Viriya. The efforts of the great compassion that is used for samsara. The efforts for the great compassion. Buddhas have used this. Whenever you use it as a conclusion, it is to be used and given for samsara. To help samsara with this conclusion, it will affect oneself and outside simultaneously. Use it for samsara in the way of blessing. This is not just helping unwind for oneself. All the karmic difficulties that is remaining in the place will turn into the purification of extinction and emptiness in the area. Within the earth, air, water and fire, karmic difficulties that is remaining there. In each place, even in the space in the air, where all the samsara of realm of existence residing. When we use the reminders to purify, there will be the mighty force of the purification of extinction and emptiness that is given simultaneously. Together with the reminders. That's it. All the karmic difficulties of samsara that remains within the mind or within the overlapping in the earth, air, water and fire will be purified simultaneously at the same time. So let it become the great compassion that continues through the reminders, the great compassion of reminders for samsaras from all beings, for the physical world, for everything. Let there be the great compassion through the reminders continuously. Why is it like that? This is not about not grasping for anything, not wanting anything. That which has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. There is no such a thing as the side of worldly or the side of the transcendental. There are no parties, no sides of the worldly, the mundane, or the transcendental. It will be beyond it. That which has nothing to do with grasping or not grasping. This is not just about liberation from anything, that which has nothing to do with liberating or not, ending or not. This is the sentence of the great compassion. It is beyond ending or not ending. It is beyond attachment or liberation. This is beyond the essential keynote of liberating or not liberating. This is the great compassion that is sharing towards the cycle of birth and rebirth. This is the sentence of the great compassion. When it is used, it will be from the great compassion in its nature. It is the essential of the great compassion. This is not just about ending or ceasing. It is ceasing and ending for samsara. If you're trying to let go, it is liberation specifically for oneself. This has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go. Everything is from that which has nothing to do with letting go or not letting go. Therefore, it will not be stuck with just letting go or not letting go. It will not be limited to just letting go or not letting go. This turns into unlimited, no boundaries. Sunyata Nibbana already. The essence of Mahasunyata Nibbana, purifying samsara already. It's turning into boundlessness already. This has nothing to do with being a worldly people or noble people. Nothing to do with mundane or transcendental. It turns into boundlessness, purifying samsara already. Each sentence that is given, when it's used as a reminder, it will be according to the boundlessness accordingly. It will not be limited with just liberating or not. This is not the system within the system. It is out of the systems. This has been used among those with great perfections for blessing samsara. This is the conclusion that have been used among those with great blessed fortunes, great perfections, to help samsara. This is not in the way of the beings, of the sentient beings or samsara. To be stuck with just liberating or not, attachment, non-attachment, detachment, on and on, being limited with that only. For the great perfections, they have been beyond all these kind of opinions and meanings. This is the great compassion of Mahasunyata, purifying samsara. That means that it is boundless for samsara, no boundaries with samsara. Purifying samsara without traces in an instant. Therefore, there is no such way of bondage by the titi, by the opinions and meanings, with just the traditional values or the values given to any opinions to be a condition with anything. This is beyond traditional values, traditional beliefs. For the terms belief, values given to opinions, there is always duality. Attachments, detachments. Liberation, no liberation. There's always a duality in itself. Extinction or no extinction. Nibbana or not nibbana. Enlightened or not enlightened. Mundane or transcendental. These are the values given to opinions and traditional values, belief values, always having dualities in themselves. For the great perfections, they are beyond all these dualities already. That which has nothing to do with being enlightened or not, has nothing to do with being empty or not. For samsara is limited to just being empty or not empty. Samsara is being bound by the titi, the opinions and meanings, with just the belief values and the values given to opinions and meanings, forming up the opinions to create conditions by oneself, having conditions of opinions and meanings binding there. For all the great perfections, that which has nothing to do with boundaries and conditions or limitations, not being conditioned by opinions and meanings or belief values at all. That which has nothing to do with nibbana or not nibbana, being enlightened or not. So nibbana cannot be realized by one's own opinions and meanings. That's right. So how can one realize that these things can be used to bless beings, that it is nibbana, it is enlightenment? That means that one cannot use the knower or knowing. It cannot be used with one's own opinions and meanings. What you are listening here, it is the purification for the delusion in the knower. Purifying for the delusion in opinions and meanings. That's it. It's ending right there. There's a purification for the titi, the opinions and meanings, for the delusion to know. Ending is right there. When it is not opinions and meanings and delusion in knowing or not knowing, that's it. It's ending right there. It doesn't have to be called nibbana or enlightenment. No one knows. That's why it's difficult. Because it cannot be used by the knower, by knowing. Most people use knower with that which is not about knowing. Just like using seer with something that is not about seeing. Using understanding towards something that has nothing to be understood. There is no such thing as yes or no, this is it or this isn't it, bypassing or not. No is not even no itself, not having even the not having itself. Therefore, it cannot be used by the Tithi or opinions and meanings with all this essence. Because it is ungraspable, untouchable. Because when there is a purification, there is a purification for the grasping. Because it is ungraspable. Whenever there is a reflection of the noble truth, it is to help give ending to the grasping. All the delusion to grasp, trying to understand, trying to know delusively, delusively seeing, delusion, and attempt to delusively knowing, to try to know, trying to understand. This is to purify such a matter that which has nothing to do with regard or disregard. It will purify the attempt to know or to understand. This has nothing to do with whatever that is happening in the samsara at all. This is to give ending to the beginning of the mind, to the arising of the mind. The attempt to understand or not understand, this is the holding fast of the desire to grasp from the knowing and seeing. Opinions and meanings that form up, they don't exist actually. They are just the form up of opinions and meanings. They don't exist really. That's why people try to clear it out. That is the effort that is overlaying. So, in the ending itself, there is no need to begin. That which has nothing to do with disengage or not disengage. Where it is that is going to begin, there is no need to try to grasp anything. There is no need to try to know anything. Ending the ending itself right away. That's why these are the reminders to purify. Purifying within the reminders themselves. We have to use these reminders, the self-purifying reminders constantly. It will give ending all that continuation, all the patching up, topmost, top up. This is the desire that is fabricated to proceed further, proceeding further and further. So this has to be cut. It is given cutting to it, to this continuation. Because it is unlike those who practice concentration, contemplation, because it has to have the effort to continue, to know further, to continue with that continuation. It is the delusive attachment that is continuing and proceeding itself. The essence of Nibbana or enlightenment doesn't have anything to continue or to proceed further from anything at all. It is not about sustaining or maintaining, not having, even not having itself. Therefore, it's not conditioned by any effort at all. It's nothing to do with trying to begin or to end in whatever ways at all. The trying to begin anything, it is the desire that is fabricating the opinions and meanings, having to do like this, having to do like that. This is the desire that fabricating opinions and meanings, and then further itself on and on. That's why it becomes samsara of titi, samsara of the desire from the opinions and meanings. It has nothing to do with the enlightenment. This is the desire, fabricating samsara, decorating samsara. Therefore, it's impossible to use understanding with the enlightenment, because there is no enlightenment to be understood. To use understanding with emptiness is impossible either. The emptiness is not there to be understood. There is only the opinions that is thinking that there is being empty or not. True emptiness doesn't exist. True emptiness has nothing there as empty. There is only the fabrication of opinions and meanings about being empty or not. That is, being empty or not empty because of titi, opinions and meanings. True emptiness doesn't have any emptiness that existing there. Therefore, there is no emptiness to be understood here. There is no enlightenment to be understood.